Hello everybody, Stitcher here, and welcome to Dominions 4, War of the Young Gods, where I'll be playing as Satis, and right now, this is what when we're gonna find out what's happening between me and Yomi. Oh yeah, some dishes. Research completed. We were set at 26, so it complete perfectly. Ribbon has searched, but has found no magic sites. Veritos is proclaimed, making a new prophet, a bride in waiting. I don't know what a bride in waiting is. A battle in Bitter Pass, and a battle in Longshank, and an unexpected event in Suffolk Pass, which is, we got some gems. Suffolk Pass, that's where we found the guy with the clad green, so this might be the continuing of the story event. So, let's go down, watch the Bitter Pass. He's attacking with the, I think the 70 unit force that was in Coven Downs. And these arrows are slaughtering us. And I think we've routed. Nope, not yet. The Jaguar Dry Warriors still fighting on. Put this on speed 2. And we caused the Bakemono shows to rout. And the Akaonis are coming in. These Bakemono archers back here laying into us. And the Akaoni come on in. And there goes the Province Defense Commander. And we lose. But we weren't really expecting to win that one. Longshank. The area where we predicted that he was going to move into. Yep. This is quite the force. That's a lot of fireballs. Our cavalry are on the right side, so they're gonna be engaging first and actually taking a lot of the brunt, not being behind the militia force. So we haven't lost too many of them yet. Bakemonos have already routed. And oof, they're all throwing their fireballs. And yep, there goes a lot, practically all the cavalry. 4 left, and they're all surrounded by Akkas. And yep, there we go. So there went practically all the money I invested in those chariots. Yet we have a god surrounded, and my serpent dancers are laying into the Akaonis with their serpent staffs and death weapon bless. Who's this? A bandit. Just a random bandit in the middle of the Akaoni lines. And he got out. Our forces on the left are actually running over and attacking these guys, even though they're set to attack closest. Which is interesting. And the general stands his ground while this continues on. Our serpents seem to be routing, those 3. Though unfortunately, something I think I messed up is that these guys aren't back here on casting banishment, even though I had scripted them to cast banishment. Which they might be have gotten overridden by my order to stand behind troops. So once they're trying to stand behind troops, they're not willing to go into range to banish so we lost more casualties in that fight than we could have. Yet we win. Unfortunately, we don't kill the god. That was I really wanted my forces to come around back and surround his god. We lost 35, 11 of our lizard chariots, and 5 of our serpent dancers. This is our main loss of forces. To half of his Bakamona shows, 3/4 of his bandits, practically all of his Akaonis except for 6, and his general, except we didn't get the god. It's really unfortunate that we didn't get the god. And still see no enemy military units around here in Farisol. Moved into Bone Dust Rise, see Tianqi's capital, and I'm going to be moving down towards this area to see what Barrios' situation looks like. And in Poison Vale, we see the capital over here, right next to Poison Vale. So, there are 2 moves that I am really on the fence about making. One is the move to move the army into Dimrillwood. I've re-scripted the commanders to not stand behind troops, the 2 good ones, and I've put troops onto my prophet. If I move into here, I don't believe there's an army here, but if there is a resupplying force right here and they all converge here, I could be attacking into a force greater than my own. So the 2 moves I don't know what to make are, oh, and another thing is that Sarumesha missed his turn, so whether or not he would have attacked Suffolk Pass is unknown, but I've got more in my treasury now. So I could invest in it, though I think 30 defense is enough. He has 30 units here, which is interesting. It must be telling me 30 instead of 40 for some reason. And the 2, I don't know whether or not to move there's like 5 different things we could do with the army. We could move it all into Dimrillwood and force a battle, or we could move it all into Bitter Pass if we think that he's not going to come back into Longshank and just run over our lands, which I'm pretty sure he won't attack into Longshank unless he's attacking with both of these forces into Longshank and possibly a force over here, though I don't believe his units are able to cross 2 provinces in a turn, especially through a mountainous forest, and yeah, 2 mountainous forest provinces. So I think he's gonna be grouping up in Dimrillwood. I don't know, he's got 30 units, a Dai Oni, and yeah, 30 units at a Dai Oni here, so they could come and join. So that would be 160 to our 499, 131. Huh. Fortunately, we don't have any chariots anymore. So, not that much use in having the serpents being in a row by themselves. Oh. Third thing we could do with the army, just leave it here, and we could just have it like watch over the land, keep Yomi from moving in our lands, but that lets Yomi do other things for the and expand further and rebuild and attack us again, which I really don't want because he's got a big land advantage right now, controlling practically all this land. I don't know if he's really gone with the effort of starting going top, but I think he might have a start. He might have started with an Awake Pretender, and he really went to town in this area and just took it all over in order to sustain him. So we lose in a long, drawn-out war because of how much income and resources he gets from all of this land. Another thing, fourth thing we could do to the army is we could like split it so that only some of it stays here that we feel that we need with the 40 defense to keep this province safe, and then go for other provinces like the Hidden Forest. However, that makes me even a bigger threat to Niflheim and Sarmatia, so they might turn on me, and I really don't need a 3v1, let alone a 2v1, which I'm being threatened with right now through Niflheim. And the last thing to do with the army is to go and just conquer the neighbors and leave is to build up a force to conquer either of these neighbors. Conquering Sarmatia would be the well, I wouldn't be able to have, I don't have enough information right now to make a correct decision on which one to conquer, especially since that itself might not be a correct decision, but like which one would be better. Niflheim, it does, from what it looks like, he doesn't seem to have that much control over his lands. But maybe not. Maybe Niflheim and Sarmatia are fighting right now and they're just losing a lot to each other. Don't know, don't know. Tianchi is expanding. He's probably, maybe they've agreed to just let this be neutral, especially since it's a waste. Don't know. Really don't. Oh. Niflheim, if I take the lands of Niflheim, assuming that I could even do so, that would make Sarmatia feel boxed in by me, especially, and it'd make him feel that I'm preventing his growth and make me his target. If I take Sarmatia, I will be well. The thing will happen with both Niflheim and Sarmatia is that if I take land from another nation, I could be seen as either as one, a warmonger, and two, like the strongest force. Even though if Yomi has this land, he's the strongest force if he has all this land. Because that's a lot. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 provinces, not counting these two. I don't even know if he has those or not. Maybe Sarmatia is in this area, but it took him such a long time after he conquered this land to get to Fergal Force is just 2 away. It took him like 3 or 4 turns. So I don't think he's over this side. I think he's more here. This obviously isn't him. And it only has 1 candle. Sarmatia does have weak priests, but I don't think that he could have... These are 3 candles? Now that's making me reconsider, because like I have a 3 candle right here. And this is a province that took me a long time to well, a relatively long time to conquer. Or with it being a province adjacent to my capital. So maybe his capital is over here. Don't know. I think the best move is just to stop Yomi. But how do I do so? If I clear over all this army, I'll be taking quite a bit of losses, especially since I'll be in his domain with my god and his god. Oh. And it'll at least be an even fight, not considering an extra reinforcement force from Largan. It'll be 130 versus 130, at least according to the estimations I'm given. And his Bakemonos really aren't better, but neither is quite a bit of my units, which are mainly, though most of my forces is quite good. The heavy infantry, they'll easily beat the Bakemonos. And watching the battle in Bitter Pass, I'm just gonna go through real quickly in like fast speed, just to see how many. Alright. He has actually not a lot of Bakemonos here. Only a few Akaonis, but mainly it's this Bakemono archer over here. 10 precision. Bands have 11 precision, but there's only 4 of them. Actually, no, it's 5? No, it's 4. Counted correctly the first time. And that's what destroyed this force over here, because I think it was because they had, no, they seem head protection 7. Oh no, those are not the guys who got shot up earlier. Do I have to watch it again, really? Sorry about that. I have to look at the stats of the units that are getting shot at. It was these guys who took, yeah, 0 protection. That's what made them super susceptible to arrows. But I've got a big force, mainly with 16 protection. Even the guys, the only people in my army that are really gonna suffer from the archers are mainly gonna be the serpent staff wielding dancers. My serpent dancers, these guys are, never mind, I didn't have to freaking watch the battle. I'm an idiot. I could have just looked onto, actually no. I was looking at the force of the defenses, and you can't look at the defense force first because it's not considered an army in the it's not considered army in the message, the battle message. So the militia have prior protection. Actually, they'll suffer a good beating from those. But the city, anything that's, well, the city guard, the heavy infantries, I'm probably gonna have to put heavy infantries in. So I think I'm gonna move in with my main forces. I'm going to have these guys behind, like over here. So that archer fire will prioritize these guys. Actually, I'm gonna probably have to set it back even a little bit more to help the archer fire still only land on the row of heavy infantries. So I think this is it. Yeah, I think this is my decision. I'm gonna be moving into Dimmerwood. Now with this scout, I am going to be moving back in the lore again because seeing the troop movements through these two areas, specifically Largan, is going to be much more valuable than just scouting up and seeing if he has this land. I found the capital. my unit isn't a spy, so he can't reveal Scoregrass to me. So yeah. And last but not least, I'm recruiting units in Coral Crest and a commander to hopefully come to claim South Europe Ocean. And that's my turn. Yep. I don't see the guy who's the big, was it the skin shifter who was looming over, so maybe he's not here either. Well, unless he's hidden, of course. He could have a hidden army. I don't know about if he does have an hidden army. I'm actually scared that that skin shifter does sound like a hidden unit, so I'm gonna increase this because he has made open threats to me. And finally, recruitment. I'm just recruiting more infantries. Yeah, Sacred Serpents are never bad to have. Always good to have more morale. And that will be it. That's my turn. No mercenaries for me. Not gonna hire the really expensive Green Horde. Alright. See you guys next time.